Aujourd'hui, donc, nous sommes avec LeBell, une légende ici du MMA, de la lutte et du judo aux États-Unis. So thank you very much, Jean, to having us for this interview for globemma.com. So Jean, would like to talk about your career, your sports career. You are such a legend here in the United States and all over the world, in judo, in wrestling, and you are the first man to have a MMA fight broadcast at the television in 1963. That's right?
It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
1963, that's the first televised in the United States, not the UK, but the United States. And now it's the flavor of the month. Everybody watches it, even me. If I have to put on my glasses to watch it, I can watch it. Right now I'm watching you. Bonjour, monsieur, and all your family.
So in 1963, your opponent was Milo Savage. It was a boxer?
It was a boxer and one of the best. He's rated number 5 in the world at the time. And they were always arguing what's the best, a boxer or a wrestler. To me, there's no better. You're good at boxing, wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle, judo, Kempo, Shotokan, Taekwondo, they're all good. I eliminate the forms. The forms are good if you don't want to get hurt, and they're good exercise. But I do the things that are practical for tournaments or in the octagon or on the mat or in the street.
Mm-hmm. Was it, how was the idea of this fight? Was it a first round, a big round fight, or it was several rounds?
Well, when we first started, it was supposed to be you get in the ring until somebody is unconscious. When we got up to Salt Lake City, they made sure it was rounds. And they said it's going to be 10 rounds. That's what they told me. And then before we went in, it's 10 rounds, or if it goes longer, to the first one's unconscious. And I said, well, what happens if I break his leg or his arm or his neck? And he says, if he's not unconscious, you continue.
Wow. Wow.
So actually it went 4 rounds. I didn't take too many chances because I felt I was in good condition. And a person that's in good condition has a big advantage. I believe that 70 or 80% of your ability is your condition. If a car's out of gas, it doesn't run. That's why my wife always asks for money to put gas in her car, so it'll run.
This fight ended with a submission, that's right?
No submission. The guy, I got lucky and got behind him and choked him unconscious for about 20 minutes. And in judo, you do an art called katsu, which is reviving. Well, the doctor who was the referee, he didn't know how to revive a person. They're from the old boxing school where they use smelling salts. And actually, when you choke a person out, it's slowing the blood supply to the head, and then they pass unconscious. And if you know katsu, or how to revive, and for you young people that are practicing MMA and chokes, don't do it without a qualified teacher that knows how to revive somebody if they're unconscious. So eventually my coach, Larry Corrin was his name, and he went in the ring and revived Milo. And Milo, he was number 5 in the world as a boxer, great fighter. And he had fights before that were not televised, and he went against karate guys and judo guys and knocked them out the first punch. And that's what I always say. If you're into MMA, you learn all the martial arts. So if a guy throws a punch at you, you know how to block it. bob and weave. If he goes to tackle you, you know how to do a stocks and chancery and avoid it. If he tries, whatever he does, you have a counter for it and a co-counter. And that's what we work on here at Highest On Dojo, where I teach. It's in, well, I say Southern California, North Hollywood, California. And here we have an octagon, which is right behind us. We've got a boxing ring, which is behind us there. We've got a 40 by 60 mat that we do all the groundwork and standing work in. And we got weight facilities and all sorts of exercise equipment. And we use it all. And it's a great place. We have people coming from all over the world to practice here.
And you have, in these people, you have the world female champion of the UFC, Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey works at a lot of different places. And I tell her, go to all these schools for a workout, a competition. I mean, you get a certain people here. You get people that are good at karate at another school. You fight them their style, take them down and beat them. You come here, you find a wrestler, you front face lock them, put them out of commission. She very seldom works with the women, although she does work with the women. But she's a beautiful, wonderful lady off the mat. On the mat, she's a man. And that's what happens when you eat raw meat instead of tabbouleh like the Armenians do, you know. She's got a attitude that she's going to annihilate, mutilate, assassinate her opponent. And now she's getting into the movies and doing very well. I love her. I love Anna Marie, her mother, who is very good and comes down here and teaches for me once in a while. When I say teaches for me, she gets paid exactly what I get paid. Nothing. We do it for people so they'll get good from all over and help them out. And everybody says, well, I taught Ronda this and I taught her that. Well, 90% of the things that Ronda Rousey, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, learned, it was from her mother, who was a world champion in 1984. With me, they say, well, Gene, you've been with her forever. What do you teach her? And I says, I make it easy. A lot of people don't understand. I teach her, and it's just 3 words. Break a arm. Break a arm. So in the 11 matches she's had, they've all finished with arm bars. But she knows leg locks, neck locks, chokes, everything else. But she just happened to fall into arm bars. She, at home, you know how you have trophies? Yeah. She's got on the side of the wall different arm bars, arms. Yeah. You know, it's nice. And she's ambidextrous. She does both sides. And I want you, if you're practice, be ambidextrous. Use both sides.
So, do you think Ronda will stay undefeated in her division?
You never can tell. I went to the bullfights the other day, and I thought the bull was going to win, but he didn't. I think Ronda will be undefeated for a while. I'd like to, she's so successful, she's proved everything there is to prove, but, you know, when you make all that dollars, or what do they call it, francs?
Yeah, euros now.
Euros now, okay. I don't pay much attention to euros or dollars or francs or rubles. If I got a full stomach, that's all that matters. I'd like to see her get into the movies. I think it's a little safer.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So here you're still teaching classes to people?
I teach Monday nights. I teach here Monday nights, and but we're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the MMA guys work out from 9 in the morning till about 11 or 12, and like you just saw, Mr. Parisian here.
Yeah.
He's an MMA fighter. He works out in the morning, then he comes here and practices rounds of grappling and Muay Thai and everything else, and then he goes to me and sees if I'll buy him lunch. But you know, the Armenians, you know, love these people here, though.
Thank you very much, Jin, for this interview for globemma.com. It's such an honor to have you for this interview, and thank you for everything.
Au revoir, bientôt.
Good.